Fred here, and welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Coil Master DIY Kit, so stay tuned. Coil Master was nice enough to send me this kit for review. If you are interested in this after the review, you can easily click on the links I'll be providing in the description box below. This kit runs for $49.99. If you do order this kit, shipping is free, and it is from the US. You'll get it through the US Postal Service. Handling time is 1 to 2 business days, and you should get it delivered within 3 to 7 business days. So what do you get? You'll get this really nice case, kind of semi-hard outside, really nice. You have the 2 zippers there. Go ahead and open this up, and let's see what we get in this kit. So everything really holds in there pretty good except for the little pouch that has all the coiling rods. What you get is some, and no kidding, these are in nice and tight. Alright, you get a pair of snippers right there. You get a pair of needle-nose pliers. You get a pair of ceramic tweezers. Now these tweezers are indispensable if you're making your own coils. Why? Because when you're making those coils, you can squeeze those coils. You could squeeze them while you're firing the device and they're red hot, because the ceramic is not conductive, but they're ceramic so they can handle the heat of a coil while it's hot. So these things are really good, and if you're getting serious into RDAs and building, you really want these. Which way were these in here? I don't remember now. Alright, next thing that you get is the screwdriver. It has like removable pieces here, you know, Phillips, flathead, all the usual, whatever you call these things. Drivers. Yeah, there's the word I'm looking for, drivers. So what you would do is you take out the one you want, screw the top back on, and then you just go ahead and pop it in there. It's held in magnetically. And really nice. There is one irritating thing. You get this pocket clip, so if you want to sport this in a pocket and be the ultimate coil geek, you can. But this clip does come off. You can, I just sort of push it with, see these 2 fingers here? I'm going to push up on the edges of this. Whoops, and there it goes. And now it's much more comfortable to screw. I'm sure I'm going to get some interesting comments there. Next thing we get is a pair of tweezers. They're curved, so it's really good if you're making vertical coils and you got to grab that wick out from underneath. You know what I'm talking about if you ever make vertical coils. So these are really good to have. Really good. How did I have that in there? You guys tell me. I don't remember. Alright, they give you a box that's empty. You can make a whole bunch of coils and put them in there and have them on the ready, which I think is where this device really excels. I think onesies and twosies, I don't know about breaking out this whole jig, but if you're going to just make a whole bunch of coils and then you could store them, have them ready to go, I think that's good, but that's my opinion. You get a pair of scissors. They're scissors, nothing to write home about. None of these tools are, really good top-of-the-line tools. These are inexpensive but functional and decent tools. As a whole, this whole kit is an excellent starter kit for someone that wants to just buy one thing and get everything they need to start making coils. And you have everything in one kit. And then as you get more professional, you might want to upgrade your tools and everything else. This also comes with a ohm meter as well as a voltage meter, all in one. So let's see, I have some coils here made up. You can see what the resistance is right there. And I watched some other reviews. By the way, that's 0.32. And this thing is very accurate. It is more accurate than my other meters when I compare them to my devices and what they read. So really nice. It uses 2 AA batteries. You just pop them in there and close it up and you're good to go. Does not have batteries included. And the last thing you get is this sack or satchel or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go ahead and set the case aside, and what you get is more than that. You get, there we go. You get the Coil Master Kit. And what this has is 5 coiling rods. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. Sorry about that. There we go. 5 coiling rods all ready to go. So you can do anywhere between 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, or 3 millimeter coils with this kit. And the way that it works is you take the one that you want. For instance, this one has 15 on the bottom. There we go. So that's the 1.5. And you just pull this guy out just like that. And you get your, everything's going to roll here. You get this guy here. You unscrew, put your coiling rod in the cap, close the device, as so, just like that. And then the one that you pulled it out of right there, this is the 1.5. Now you just ready to make coils. Now this is an upgraded version from the original ones that I've seen out there, because there are many reviews of this product on YouTube, and evidently there were issues with this product, and Coil Master has addressed those issues, because people were complaining about not having the size of the coil on, you know, the little turny thing here. I don't know all the technical terms. Also, actually on the coiling rod itself, now they're putting the size. I'll go ahead and wait to let that focus. You got to have really good eyesight, my friends, but it is on there. So they did address those issues. The other thing that they addressed is the actual screw that's right here, because they were putting the wrong screws right there. See this screw right here, the one that's going to push your coil around this rod? They're using the correct one now. The one they had originally was a smooth around the sides, and it was slotted, and there were some issues. Now they have this guy. I'll let that focus, and you can see the ridges to help it grab the coil around the edges. You also have 2 holes right here, one closer and one further away. One closer, one further away. And the reason why they do that is because if you're using thinner gauge wire, you use the screw that's closer. If you're using thicker gauge wire, you move the screw over. They do give you a blue screwdriver, but it's not the one that you're familiar with, because it has, you know, it's not a Phillips. It's a hex, or I don't think it's a Torx. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a hex, because that screw right there is a hex, but they do fit. So you just put that in there. Where are you? There you are. And you can unscrew it and put it into the other hole. Now some people recommended that they mark these holes in such a way that you could tell which one is closer, which one's further, because it might be hard for somebody that has a lot of senior moments like myself to be able to judge the distance. But I could sort of tell. I think I'm fine. So anyway, what I want to do is just demonstrate how this works. I know there's a lot of examples already on YouTube, but I just wanted you to see my experience with it, because I've never used it. I've never used one of these. I've always used this particular jig right here, which has all the different sizes from 1.5 to 3.5. You can see it has all these different. I've always just coiled it around there. One of the differences, I can tell you right off the bat, is when you're using a device like this, or screwdriver, when you're coiling, you're putting or pulling on it and creating tension, where when you're using this, it's just pushing it around and wrapping it, so you're not you know, putting a lot of tension on that coil. So it is a different coil, whether you can see it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some wire, and we'll go ahead and try this out. So again, what you're seeing is my very first experience with this product. I'm going to be trying some 26 gauge Canthal for my first try. And like I said, I've watched many videos. I want to try to get it right the first time. So let me see. There is a hole. See, it's about a 2-meter hole that's in here already that you're going to feed the wire through, or back it up there to hold it, sort of like that. There we go. I'll let that focus so you can see it. So it sort of gets your wire ready, just sort of holds it right there. And then what you're going to do is put this on here, and then as you turn, I'm going to go ahead and bring this in close so you can see what's going on. And wait for it to focus one day. I might have to pull out just a little bit there. What you see is that screw is going to push the wire around the coiling rod. And each time you see that screw come around, it's one wrap. That's simple. Now, as you're doing this, you don't want to, you want to put some tension down as you're screwing around here, but you don't want to put so much tension that the coil starts wrapping on itself. So there is a little bit of a little bit of a learning curve here. So I'll be learning a little bit. So we'll go ahead and try this out. So we got one coil there. See that? And we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 8, 8. Let's sing the song of 8. How many is 8? 8 coils. Okay, I've regressed to my Sesame Street days. So here we go. We have 8 perfect coils. My first try with the Coil Master. Where are you? There you are. Right there. Really nice. And by the way, I did change this. I was using the 2mm guy. So let me go ahead and straighten this up just a little bit. You can see these coils are all catty-wonkered around. I'm going to use one of my favorite tools here to straighten things out, pliers. But you know what? I went to the craft store. I'm going to do a pitch on a different product while we're here. I went to the craft store and picked up these nylon guys right here, pliers, whatever you want to call them, because I could pull my coils nice and tight without tearing those coils up. You know what I mean? It's just one of the stupid things that I do. And if you press really, where are you? If you press really close to the edge here, you could get everything nice and even right up there. And then I just sort of pull it out nice and tense there. I'm giving away one of my tricks here. Alright. Whoops, now I screwed it up. Alright. Alright, so there you go. Really nice, very nice coil. Definitely better than my hand ones around a screwdriver or around a around my other jig. And I think again it's because you're just pushing the wire around the rod instead of doing it with tension, and I don't know, it just works out better. I don't know what to tell you. Let me see, can we zoom in on that? I don't think you're going to let me. But it is probably the most beautiful coil I've ever made. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lying to you folks. This really is a pretty cool coil. Alright, so what I want to do, this is Canthal 26 gauge. Probably the easiest, where are you? Whoops. The easiest wire to coil. I'm going to try something a little bit more difficult. I have some pain in the butt kind of wire. You all know what I'm talking about. If anybody has been vaping with temperature control, let me see. I'm going to get my box here. Nickel wire. It's really soft. Pain in the butt. This is 28 gauge. I'm going to do it around the same rod here. So let me rip a piece off here and let's try nickel and see how well that works on here. Alrighty then. I'm going to go ahead and feed this through here so it's ready to go. Just like that. By the way, if you're going to make left-handed coils, right-handed coils, obviously you just turn this in the other direction. So let's go ahead and try some nickel 28 gauge wire on the same 2mm coiling jig. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I got a mess going on here. It's all over itself, so I might have to adjust the amount of tension I'm putting on this thing. So let me try again. You know, again, there is a learning curve to this, but I do want you to understand that it is not a flawless product. You know, it's not perfect. Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and straighten this out. Again, I'm pitching 2 products here. I'm going to go ahead and bend this a little bit. These little plastic type of covered things straighten up wire when you screw things up really nice. But I do want you to know that eventually you got to replace these, because as you put wire through here, it does tear these up. So you're sacrificing that just a little bit. But alright, so I'm going to give this a shot again. Let's see if I can do it with nickel wire. Nickel is really asking a lot for this product, I guess. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and bring this around a little bit. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, I'm trying not to push it all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was barely putting any pressure down on this. It's again, you gotta have a very light touch with nickel wire, my friends. Why am I saying my friends? That sounds so stupid. Alright, so let me go ahead and pull this off. It's probably gonna tear this coil up trying to get this off. Nickel wire is a royal pain in the rear. Alright, so what do we have here? I gotta straighten this up a little bit. So let me put this back on the rod just a little bit. And I'm going to straighten this up. Now you can do this with pliers, obviously. Whoops, we're doing the real thing here. We're doing the real thing. Let me push that together, straighten it up, get it straight. Get over here. Alright, so anyway, it definitely worked that time, no problem. So you gotta have a much lighter touch when using nickel wire. I'm gonna try to zoom in just a little bit so you can see that. Whoops, too far. There we go. So we have a very nice nickel wire, but it's probably the hardest thing to do. Right there, 2mm. I don't know if how much closer I could get where you could see that. There we go. So you can see it didn't double off on top of each other. So they definitely have fixed the issues with this product. You know, having used the wrong screw, they replaced it with the proper screw right here. Everything is good. So let's zoom back out. Actually, you know what? I am not ready to leave you yet down here, and I know I'm making a long video, another long video. Alright, so again, I want to emphasize that these tools aren't the best, but they aren't the worst. I prefer, as far as snippers are concerned, these type of snippers to cut my wire over these kind. These are a little bit bulkier. These are a little bit finer. So if Coil Master is looking for an opinion or a recommendation for future kits, I recommend these. I find these things at the craft store where they do all the wiring thing, wire stuff, wire art. Again, if you want to have a deluxe version or whatever, a pair of these just to straighten up wire. I don't know if I'm the only person who uses these, but you know, my wife likes crafts, and we go to the craft store, and I'm like, you know, I think I could use this. So I'd like to see that. Another product that I use a lot is this thing that you use to pick your teeth with, because sometimes you got to pull things through when you're working on RDAs or whatever. I love these. So, but these are good tools. Don't get me wrong. They're good tools. They say they're made in Japan. They definitely will get the job done, and it's definitely a good place to start and give you everything you need to start making perfect coils with little bit of practice. Again, you have to know the tension that you gotta, want to push on this really, really hard. Now, for improvements for the actual coil jigs right here, these coil jigs right here, what I would recommend for version number 3 is maybe a little line on here, so as you're running circles around there, you don't have to look for the screw when you're counting numbers. Another thing, which no other coil jiggy whatever thing is doing yet, is finding a way, because Coil Master is not the only one that's doing this deal. There's other ones. When I take all these and stick them back in this little and very nice baggie to keep everything tight and in its place in the kit, all these are going to come out. And then you got to find the right ones to put everything back together. And if you can't see very well, it's a pain in the butt. I would like somebody to figure out how to have, I don't know, maybe something, a little bit of a tension spring in there. I don't know if that'll ruin, I don't think it would ruin as you're using it to twist when you're twisting it around, but somehow it stays in. I don't know. It's just a pain in the butt to get everything back together. I would like to put, in this example, the 1.5 back into the 1.5 thing here and not have them separate when I put them in the bag and they get all jumbled up or something. Just something to keep them together. I don't know how to do it. I am not the engineer here. I'm just a guy reviewing this product, and I'll tell you right now, I like it. I like it a lot. It makes some of the best coils that I've ever made, especially with nickel, which is very difficult. There is one other little thing to remember, to consider. Again, let me pull this guy out, and I have a device over here so I could go ahead and demonstrate possible issues. With every product there's something and something else or whatever. It's very easy when you have a coil on a long thing, when you're trying to get it all placed just right while you're tightening the screws. You know what I mean? When you're putting the coils through the posts. This is very short. This little guy right here. So you got your coil on here. In most cases, because I tried this on a whole bunch of RDAs, it's fine. This is not so short that it's not long enough to reach all the posts where you have the coil wrapped around there and you're tightening the screws. But just realize, if you buy this is how long it is. I'm showing you. So if you have some weird, long, whatever, hard to get to, what you normally use, you might have to transplant that coil from the jig to the screwdriver or something else if you have some weird RDA. What? This is a vaping video and I didn't even vape yet? Alright, this is something coming up in a future review. Right there, the Mini Invader. Yummy. It's working good. Anyway, the Coil Master. Now that they've fixed a lot of the issues that have plagued this product a couple of months ago, I can tell you right now that this product is ready to market, good to go. I'm very happy with it. I looked at it with a very, very critical eye, as you could tell by all my suggestions to upgrade. But this is an excellent starter kit if you know somebody who's just getting into vaping and you want to get them a really cool gift to get them started on making, RDA, building their RDAs and everything. This would make an extraordinary gift for somebody. Or if you're getting into it and you just want to get everything right away in one kit to get you going, everything you need, the Coil Master DIY Kit is definitely a good option. Alright, well thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, especially you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.